Hey guys, it's Piper, being flawless as always. So it hasn't quite been a minute since my last video, but it's been, you know, at least a good 30-45 seconds. Let's see. Basically, I'm just gonna let the story tell itself. So sit back, relax, get some snacks, because I'm about to tell you about the 48 hours of my life that went completely insane. Let me just start the story by saying it all began with a fun night out with my BFF Miley, and then I wake up and I'm like, what? It's so dark in here? Like, am I in the fucking, like, Shire in a fucking hobbit hole? There's no windows open. I can't see anything. I come to realize I was at my friend Hobby's house, who had apparently taken me home after our crazy night out, but still I was like, what the fuck? So I get up, realize I need to be to work in like 2 hours, and I have to get Miley home an hour before I need to be to work. I'm already stressed out, and it's only like 5 minutes of figuring out where I am. On top of that, I was trying to get rid of my dining room table, and so I had posted an ad for it on Craigslist, and this lady wanted to meet me at like 1 o'clock. I could not figure out how I was going to accomplish all these things in my little amount of time. So my friend Hobby takes me back to my car. Cool, whatever. I'm driving Miley back to her place, but then she's like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it to work on time from my house, so can you just take me to work? And I was like, cool, yeah, sure, no problem, whatever. Then she goes, but give me your clothes. And I'm like, what? Because I was wearing like a button-down shirt, shorts, and she was wearing like a tank top. So not only am I trying to get her to work on time, but I'm taking my clothes off, giving them to her, switching, changing, driving, speeding, swerving. Fortunately, she got to work on time. So then I'm like, perfect, I think I can make it back to my house in time to meet this lady who wants to buy my table. Mind you, I have to be to work in like an hour at this point, and it's like a 20-minute drive from Miley's house to my house, so I'm like, well, we'll just see how this goes. So this lady gets to my place around the same time as I do, and she comes in to see the table. Whatever, cool, she loves it, perfect, great, let's move it out to her car. I'm looking at her car and I'm like, girl, I don't know if that's gonna fit. So not only is it blazing like 100 degrees in the Arizona heat, but I'm moving things, you know, manual labor, which I'm not really that accustomed to. We're trying to like awkwardly get this table into her car and it's not working. I'm breaking a sweat and I gotta be to work in like 20 minutes at this point. So she says to me, hey, why don't you just leave your table outside of your house? I'll just give you the money now and then I'll come back and pick it up later. I took the money and hid it because I can't be late to work. I'm on a final. Driving to work, whatever. I'm making it on time. Oh my gosh, 5 minutes to spare. Perfect. This day is gonna be better than I thought. Nope. So I work at Starbucks. You know, I make a mean caramel macchiato. But, I wasn't prepared for what was going to go down on this particular day. So I'm at work, I'm chilling. Well, not chilling. Working. I became the manager on duty of my shift. It's me and about 4 other baristas just, you know, working and twerking for the Lord. All of a sudden, I see this lady pulling this bag, walking up to the store, and I'm like, why does she look familiar to me? And then I realized that she's the fucking health inspector, and I'm like, no, this cannot be happening to me right now. Like, I hadn't even really like settled into my shift. Mind you, we had been waiting for this health inspector to come look at our store, and I had been hoping and praying that it wouldn't be me on duty when she comes, but of course, you know how life works. So I'm telling the baristas, do this, do that, check this, check that, secretly trying to tell these things while I'm walking around the store with this lady who's quizzing me as if I don't know how to do my job, except, you know, she did make me, you know, doubt a couple things. I'm like so high stress, my baristas are stressed, whatever, it's just a stressful situation. And on top of this, I'm still kind of hungover, if we're being real. But this lady is taking forever, like forever, and she's making me do all these things, answer all these questions, clean all these things. I'm like, really, bitch? Really? You not only have to come surprise me, but you're gonna make me do extra work now? Fuck. It ended up not going that bad. I mean, whatever, it was just added stress to my day. So the night goes on, I take my lunch break, I'm having a okay day at this point. I'm not really letting all these things get to me. So on the outside patio of our store, there's these 2 girls and their mom. The mom comes up and she's like, oh, can I get a refill too? I'm like, sure, whatever, bitch. Yes, you sure the fuck can. And so I go to refill it and then come back and she's just like, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know, should I say something? Do I just shut the window. Like, what do I do? So me being the nice, caring, loving barista that I am, decide to ask her, are you okay? Bitch, I unleashed the floodgate, okay? I unleashed the floodgate. She goes, no, I'm really not okay. And I'm thinking, ah, fuck, like, what did I just do? She starts telling me how she has no one to talk to, nowhere to go, it's just her and her kids, how she was raped, how she has seizures. I'm like, homegirl, do you need another tea refill? Because I need something to do and somewhere to go at this point, away from this conversation, because this got a little too heavy. I also gotta start closing this store down, and she's going on and on and on and on and on. She starts kind of crying. I'm like, oh my god, like, I can't, like, walk away and be rude, because, like, I don't know, maybe she'll be crazy or something. So she's like talking, and I'm like, okay, yeah. It was getting really intense. Like, I had to go to the back and sit down for a second after that conversation because I was just like, fuck, like, I wasn't ready. But even that, like, it was a little much, but it didn't quite shake up my day a whole lot, if you know what I'm saying. Then, this is where it really gets crazy. Then I get a call from my roommate. So let me just tell you, this past month was supposed to be the end of my lease, okay? And me thinking I had to give a 30-day notice at the beginning of July, went into my office and said, hey, 30 days from now, I'm peacing out. Well, apparently, my dumbass didn't realize that the contract said that it was a 60-day notice, which, first of all, what the fuck? Second of all, does it really matter? Like, if I don't feel like renewing my lease, I'm expecting to have to pay this extra month and be stuck in this apartment for one extra month than I was planning on. It was kind of annoying, but whatever. So, fast forward back to the present, I get a phone call from her at work. I answer, and she tells me that the office called her to ask if we were planning on renewing our lease or vacating. So she tells them that we were planning to vacate, just to see what they would say. And they said, perfect, then just have your keys into us by tomorrow. So Kate has already been kind of packing her stuff, getting ready to move. Me, on the other hand, I've been planning to stay, so I have not a single thing packed. I'm supposed to be closing the store on this particular evening, and then I have to be back to work at 7 a.m. the next day. If we get all of our things out from the time that I'm off until the time that I go to work tomorrow, I don't have to pay any of that rent, and I'm free. Which was originally the plan to begin with. Maybe this was a blessing in disguise, but the people that work at the office are fucking dumbasses. The problem is, while I do have a car, I don't have a big vehicle to efficiently move all my things. Whatever, I'm just gonna have to solve this problem on my own. My friend Miley, who I dropped off at work at the beginning of the story, then informs me that she left her house keys in my car. Well, fuck. So now, on top of knowing that I have to start scrambling to get all my things out of my house, I have to go drop off this key, which is like an extra 30 minutes out of my way. But fortunately, Miley decides to help me move, and so at about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, I'm starting to pack all my shit. But seriously, we're like fucking scrambling, okay? I'm running on like a breakfast burrito and an iced coffee from Starbucks, and I am fucking struggling, okay? But I don't really have a choice at this point. I'm calling my mom up in the middle of the night. I'm like, Mom, is it okay if I'm bringing all these things over? I have nowhere else to store them. Over the course of like 3 or 4 trips, I moved everything jam-packed in my car from my place to my mom's garage. To make the situation even harder, not only do I work at 7 a.m. the next day, but I have 2 shows that night immediately after. Once I'm off work, I have to start getting ready for them. So I have no choice but to get all my stuff out during this small gap of time. My stress levels have not had a chance to die down throughout this entire day. Like, it's just been a day of like back to back to back to back weirdness and insanity. Somehow, I'm managing to survive. I don't know how, but I'm making it through. I did not shut my eyes until 3:45 at night, and I had to be up at 6 a.m. So I wake up the next day, I'm struggling, I'm barely able to make it to work, but there I am slinging drinks on the bar, as is customary. And I've had just about enough at this point. But by some miracle, I survived the day. I went home. Oh wait. I didn't have a home at this point. I went to Miley's house, started doing my makeup. We get to the show, by the way, and I'm getting ready. I'm fully ready, in fact, for my number. And then, for some strange reason, my fucking CD doesn't play just great. And, I wasn't like totally downtrodden at this point, but I was just like, really? Really, my fucking CD's not gonna play? Cool, whatever, cool. Fortunately, it got sorted out. You know what? The night ended up going surprisingly well. Fun night of partying afterward. The next day I got to sleep in and relax and just breathe and just take in everything that had happened to me. Although I suppose I could have gone much worse. I also don't have that extra rent that I had to pay, so there really is, you know, a silver lining. And I forgot to even mention that the day before all this happened, my car battery died. My fucking car battery died. Like, can I just get a break? Can I get a fucking break? Of course, I always have the worst luck when it comes to cars, but whatever. Anyway, so now this brings us to the present. And here I am, back at my parents' house. And I guess all is well. Hopefully you guys have had a better week than I have, although I can't lie, things could have gone much, much worse. And for that, I'm thankful. You guys can find me on Snapchat, you can find me on Instagram because I post on both of those quite frequently, and you can keep up with me until my next video is posted, but in the meantime, stay flawless as always, no regrets, just love, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Alright? Bye!